What up, what up, what up? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Devinwade Show. I am your host, Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Dangerous Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mama Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out. And today we here with an all-new joint. And, of course, to the left of me.
Hello, 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 beautiful people. You already know it's your girl, Walesca D, the fashionista. Today, I'm wearing a female-owned brand. Shout out to my girl, Anika. Wearing this Lavello Elizabeth, the Hall of Famer. Y'all got to definitely go support her. It's that work today.
You look super comfortable.
No, this is very comfortable. And the quality is great. Very great. Shout out to her. Philly native.
Heavy. Shout to the whole Philly.
And the man that's shouting the whole Philly.
Y'all know what it is. Listen, I'm a DJ. DJs give shout outs. Man, listen, it's Healthy P. I'm back comfortable in my DJ element. I ain't got no smoky music for the people, but we definitely got that smoky news and smoky content.
Oh.
Also, who are you're starting to see as a little more of a regular on this channel. We have somebody that is a director, an actress. And if you be in a movie with this woman, you should always try to sneak in a kiss or something like that, is what we hear. It's just word on the street. Word on the street.
She's kind.
Word on the street is if you got like a little romantic scene or you play the boyfriend or something, sneak one in there. We got Dominique Janelle in the building with us.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
What's up with y'all though? How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling great today. I'm
Good.
feeling great.
Feeling amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, but
lot.
Yeah,
always.
The world been going crazy, but we still blessed to be here and be able to talk about it.
Yeah, well, let's get into some
part.
things, man. We're gonna get into some current events.
Yeah.
This week.
Ooh.
The lottery is a dream for everyone. I know that the lottery is big in the hood.
Nah, it is.
Scratch offs,
Yep.
grandmoms and all that, coins. You know what I'm saying? That's just like a part. It's the time that you get to fantasize is once you get the ticket in your hand, your brain, no matter what, at least a percentage starts going into these like
Right.
fantasies, right?
Like, what you gonna buy?
Yeah. So basically, I don't play the lottery. I'm a cherry pick lottery person. Meaning
Okay.
I go and play when the Powerball got $18 trillion in there or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
That's when it's big news or whatever. But when you get that lottery ticket, you can't help but to start praying. I told y'all once before that me and some of our friends listen to March Madness on repeat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I remember that.
We might have prayed the future. It wasn't God though. I don't know why we did that. We tried to make
These
that.
niggas praying for the Powerball. They praying over gambling.
Exactly.
But with March Madness,
what's the future though?
That's why we couldn't bring it to God. We had to bring it to the trap guy.
Oh, okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why that happened. But recently there was how much in this lottery?
2.04 billion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is that the biggest lottery ever?
No, I don't think so.
not?
I don't think that's the biggest.
There was one bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta be up there though. A Billy.
No,
a
it
Billy
is up
gotta
there,
be
but there was more. Remember, I think
Couple
at one
billion.
point it was like 32 something, maybe. I
Ain't
don't know.
hell no, it wasn't no 32
No,
billion.
it was in the billions, but it wasn't. I think it was still like 2 point something.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
more. It was more than what this.
we.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's going on, Wally, with this lottery ticket that has all this controversy around it?
So this guy, Edwin Castro, we figured out what his name was. He bought a lottery ticket, and supposedly there's a guy, and he won clearly, but supposedly there's a guy that's suing and stating that this guy Edwin has legit stole the ticket from him. So supposedly you cannot So they were saying the lottery people, the California lottery, is not authorized to investigate any criminal activity. So they can't go see if this is a real true act, if it really happened. So the guy out here is claiming his name. They actually just got his name. His name is Reggie, who stole the ticket from him the very same day he bought it. Supposedly, this is what this guy.
Reggie, nigga.
Goddamn
Reggie sound like a nigga that's lying. I can't lie. I'm just being honest.
They said after. Listen, check this out. They said after the numbers were drawn. Jose says he tried to get Reggie to return the ticket, which he allegedly held the winning numbers, but to no avail.
How did Reggie get this ticket again?
No, this is his story.
Okay, but how is he?
Hold on,
that?
Reggie's the one saying that it was stolen from him.
No,
From him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's saying so. He's saying that it's really not Edwin's.
So he said he gave it to Edwin for safekeeping.
No, he
Like,
said,
how did he get it?
So
First of all, I'm gonna need you to keep these names right. It's Edwin and Reggie because you said Jose earlier.
no,
and I was about to be
this
like,
is
who the fuck is
person
Jose?
Go ahead.
But go ahead, keep the names right.
So basically, according to legal docs obtained by Jose is a person from TMZ. He's the one that's giving the information.
There we go.
Okay. So Reggie's simply saying it wasn't a winner if he found and agreed to give up half. Supposedly now, the guy Edwin was saying that he'll give up half with Reggie because supposedly it's Reggie's, right? He said he refused to be blackmailed and reported that the theft to California lottery and law enforcement, right? Once the winning numbers came out. So fast forward, when a man named Edwin basically says that he's the winner, got the big prize, reportedly elected to collect the prize as a lump sum, right? So then he submitted the claim for the lottery ticket, claiming the ticket has been stolen and asking for investigation before paying out their winnings, right? So then Castro and Reggie, as two separate defendants, seemingly insulting each other. They both might be liable for failing to hand over the cash, although the details are not clear in the lawsuit. So they're both suing each other at this point.
All right,
Wow.
so this is where these things get stupid. So the lottery is a dangerous world once you win, actually.
Yeah.
This is a lot of money.
And it used to be illegal. You know, back in the day, our families, families.
Illegal. Yeah,
illegal.
illegal.
You know, they used to have their own lotteries
Like
in the
running
basement.
numbers and all that.
Running
Mhm.
numbers
Yeah.
and stuff. The fact that it's like a
Well, when the government can make money off of
Exactly,
something,
exactly.
They like it.
but that's what everything is, all
Right.
the way up to weed.
Mhm.
But it's crazy to see how things transpire. There's been different cases. There was something where there was like a thing called like the Waffle House 4, Waffle House 8 or something. And there was a truck driver who passed through this Waffle House that he liked. And he started becoming friends with the staff there, the people that cooked there, whatever. And they didn't have lottery in their state. So basically he would bring tickets from a different state that he drove through or came from.
Yeah.
Right.
He basically gave them each a lottery ticket as a gift, just like, yeah, y'all, because they don't get to do that in some like Bible Belt
State.
places,
Yeah,
right? Right, at certain times.
Right.
So what happens is the people all at the store said, yo, let's come to an agreement that we'll share the win. And we all work here. If one of us win, we'll all share.
They do it. They do that at a lot of companies.
They do that at jobs and stuff all the time.
Exactly. So this is where it gets interesting, right? They made this pact and agreement because this sounds like something that could have happened with these guys.
Right.
They make this pact and agreement. And it sounds all good that we're all going to end up millionaires because it's $20 million and there's 5 of us and it's going to be
Split it
good.
up. Mhm.
And then the number hits on one of those tickets. All of a sudden, with those people, everybody comes to work, but the one girl at work never comes back, doesn't come back to work.
Gone.
When they all have what you do is you put all the tickets in, get copies of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like so that everybody knows that we all signed a paper that has our names on it with all the tickets printed on one.
Right.
Got it.
That ticket that she took home is
Was
the
the
one
one, yeah.
that won. They find this out.
But they have proof though.
They had proof. So they end up in court over this thing. But this is what it brings me to. The greed that people get when money comes is unbelievable.
No, it isn't.
You were all working in a Waffle House together, and we're going to get on the topic of what's happening to this man today, but this is just to set the grounds for the mindset. You were all grinding at the Waffle House together. Y'all all broke together. Y'all all struggling together, but y'all work together. What y'all do together at that Waffle House actually feeds all of y'all families.
Yep.
Right.
Now y'all get like a break from God.
Right.
And one person just wants to keep it for themselves and leave everybody else stuck in that Waffle House.
Right.
So,
that greed is crazy.
so they go to court. The people win.
Oh,
She puts in
they do win.
yes, but she puts in a like a appeal or
Oh,
whatever,
okay, yeah.
right? And wins because what happens is the state says we don't have no jurisdiction
Yep.
over Pennsylvania lottery or wherever this lottery is.
Yeah.
Because y'all didn't buy y'all not residents of there, y'all residents here.
Right.
And she got to keep all the money, and those people to this day have to see her riding around that neighborhood and all the cars, all the stuff,
That's
and
horrible.
everybody else. And they all say they knew what it felt like to be a millionaire for like 10 minutes.
That's
You know,
actually
So-
horrible.
so-
though.
That's terrible.
So that states that now, like, you know, lottery, you know, shout out to all my guys, because I know God. I don't play the lottery. My dad did. Rest in peace to my pops. Shout out to all my guys that do play it. I don't play it. But lottery is becoming, I guess, a business now. It's a business.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure if you're doing lottery as a group, it sounds like you have to have a business contract with the people. You know, you have to do it the proper way, because look at that.
I don't think even that is gonna, because clearly they had that.
no matter what, they would have
But
been
that's why I
fucked.
don't understand why people keep doing that though.
Right.
Because it's like everyone, it's all well and good when we all broke and we all talk about, if I had 10 or $100 million, I'd give you $1 million. It's all well and good to say that when you don't have it.
Right.
But once you get it, like you said, people switch up, and all of a sudden, I got $100 million. I can't give you that one.
Well, to be
You know what I
honest,
mean?
to be honest though, and it's just me giving my opinion from what I learned from being on this earth and dealing with other humans and stuff like that. Like, you can't go off people's intentions. You can't, you know, people, we all got intentions, right? Like, you know, and don't get me wrong, some of us probably gonna stand on them if we ever reach a certain point.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of people, they don't even be mindful that their intentions are things that they actually probably won't do, and things that they probably won't want to do. It's just, it's easy. It's like Eazy-E. Rest in peace to Eazy-E. God bless his soul. NWA, one of my favorite rappers and rap group. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. Well,
Of
I mean, that's
course.
kind of what she's saying. That
Yeah.
she says, like, you think that when you get 100 million, you'll share it. I do believe that some people are more self-aware and know, when we've met those people in our
Yeah.
life that kept their word.
Yep.
No
Right.
matter what, it didn't matter how painful it was and them splitting it. And for some people, they're just grateful to be where they are. So it's like, hell yeah, dog.
Right.
We had nothing. We all did this together. But it sounds like I brought that up because in this situation,
Yeah,
it was a legal situation where they weren't getting
not-
involved.
Right, because they said they have no authorization to kind of like investigate that, because technically the guy Reggie is basically saying like that guy basically told him that he'll give him a portion if they win. So we don't know. It doesn't get into detail what exactly happened. We don't know if he gave him a little bit of money for that ticket. We don't know what the conversation was. We just know that he's saying that the guy told him.
Wally.
Yes.
All right, so the state is saying, because these two guys have now both claimed the ticket.
No,
and
he
they're-
didn't claim. No, he didn't. The guy Reggie didn't claim the ticket. The one guy, Edwin, claimed the ticket.
Got it. But is the state saying that because of this, we're not paying anybody?
No, they didn't say
no.
that. They just saying they cannot get into legal
They're
action.
going to pay the person that brought the ticket
Exactly.
in.
I mean, to be honest, I get it that somebody's saying that a ticket was stolen, this and that, whoop-de-whoop. I guess that would be like under their rules if they can do criminal investigations and shit like that. But I
that's
definitely
hard
feel
to
like,
investigate though.
no,
Yeah.
for sure. I
I
definitely
don't even
feel
know
like
how you gonna do that.
I definitely feel like the proper investigation and the only investigation is going back to the store where the ticket was bought. And
It's at the end of the day,
seeing who
whoever
bought
has the ticket to
Yeah.
me is
'Cause
that's gonna get the money, and
Well,
it's because it's like if I buy a ticket and I say, "Yo, if I hit, I got you," and then I hit, and now you like, "Nah, I got right." You have no proof. Like
Yeah.
how they gonna investigate that just because
You
I
can't
said
get
it?
an audio.
I got the ticket.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
There you go.
So what happens is, even like this, my mom might have been the one that sent me to the store. You know how many people would go to the store, buy the ticket, and then turn on their own mom if they mom won and be like, I bought that. You can even check my mom took it. You can even check the video
Yeah.
footage that I went in the store,
Right.
so you can't
Right.
go off of that.
Right.
But I do understand why people still do it, because in our natural human nature, we trust
think-
people, right? And
Yep.
I still do it to this day, because at the end of the day, it still ups my chance. I still got my ticket that I bought,
Yeah.
the one that I know I could be honorable on.
Yeah.
But then I got 10 other people that all did it, and we're hoping
Yeah.
that we all that
And
one of us isn't the snake, right?
Right.
Right.
Now, it was SEPTA, I believe, some years back.
Oh yeah, what's SEPTA? Yeah.
SEPTA. So Philly people, imagine this. Everybody that drives the buses, trains, everything works at SEPTA. They all decide they going to play the lottery. It was a big ass lottery.
Oh, wow.
One dude said no. One dude didn't want to put up $1.
Yep.
So everybody played.
They won.
And they won.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, everybody in SEPTA was quitting. But they stayed on the job to make sure the city didn't fall apart. Because imagine, it would have just been like nobody to drive, nobody. They had to replace everybody. But could you imagine being that one nigga that didn't want to put up the...
I couldn't. You know how
that
one would hurt my heart.
No, I can imagine. I can't imagine being him, but I can imagine knowing that one exists.
Right.
Because I've worked at jobs where just like you got them cheap people. They cheap. They never want to. They always want to be like to themselves. They never want to be like
you said, it's fantasy. You don't think it's really gonna happen. So it's like I'm not. You're not gonna win.
I'm not entertaining that.
I mean, I'm kind of like not mad at that thought process neither. Like the lottery is like, to me, the lottery is like very to me, and it's just my opinion. The lottery is like a very far-fetched thing for like a tool to change your life.
Right.
Yeah.
A tool to now, you know, because I'm sure people got different methods and different ways that they gamble. But again, to me, it's just far-fetched. The chances of you like winning little money that's going to keep you coming back, that's going to keep you chasing, keep you thinking you can win the big money is part of like their game and their process. And I feel like really winning money, it's the same thing with like the casino. A lot of people go to the casino and people win actually good money that's for like a day's worth of making money.
Right.
But people go in there for like the ultimate come up, to come up and change your life where you're never going to work again. It's like this big fantasy.
But check this out.
Oh, speaking of that, there was a lady. I don't know if y'all heard the lady who went and she hit the jackpot at the casino, and they're like, "Nah, the machine messed up."
Oh, yes,
they offered her
Her
a
joint
steak
was
dinner.
for dumb bread. Dumb.
They offered her a steak dinner.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have to pay her.
Yes,
But why didn't they want to pay her? They said it was broken.
They said it was broken, but this is the thing.
but see, how is it broken when I win, but it wasn't broken when I was playing?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly. No, it's foul. So those type of things, and like you said, Porta, the fact that the lottery is far-fetched is what makes it more evil. When we all win as a group at anything in life where there's a big prize and we all did it together, and then one or two people want to run off with the prize. That's what makes it so evil, is because this doesn't come across. This isn't something you come across. This is a once in a lifetime thing.
Yep.
And in those cases with the waffle people, in the cases with this situation, possibly.
I mean, it's $2 billion. Even if you split it in half, you got $1 billion here, $1 billion here. Like, I mean, granted, it's if you deduct taxes and all that,
but
you're still, it's still.
But if you really are the winner, the first guy who took it in, Edwin, and you really know, bro, I have no connection to you to this ticket, you're not going to split it for no reason. If you truly was like, bro, we never talked about that, I don't know you, whatever the thing is, you're a lunatic. You know what I'm saying?
And if they go back to like the footage, the actual footage from the store when the tickets was purchased, and it's Petty Eddie buying the ticket, then
Not Petty
like I'm just saying, if it's Eddie getting the ticket, then it's like, you know, we've really like, how can we prove that what Reggie's saying even has any truth to it or value to it at all?
Exactly. But you know, that's the breaks, man. And you know, sometimes you're gonna have bad luck, very bad luck. Bad luck is nothing worse than being eaten by alligator.
It's crazy. Florida.
What's going on in Florida, bro?
Florida has a very, very alligator populated.
Yo, Florida is wild.
It's a very, shout to Lil Duval, right? I follow Lil Duval. He's hilarious, comedian out there, great comedian out there, and he talks about like Florida a lot. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, and he represents it heavy. And Gators is like one of his things. He reminds you heavy of the Gators. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, they always got gators crawling in people's yard. To be honest, they always got gators walking down the street.
Well, you know, they teach kids in school. I have a coworker that is from Florida. She says in school, you know how we have fire drills? They have a drill on how to run away from an alligator.
That's crazy.
You literally got to run in a zigzag. They literally have a training.
If niggas saw an alligator in Camden, New Jersey, if niggas seen an alligator in Philadelphia, niggas would lose their mind. Niggas would shoot that joint now.
No,
Listen,
that's a fact.
Yeah, they would shoot
Oh,
the shit
yeah.
out of that.
Listen,
They would shoot the shit out of that. joint.
Florida was on like definitely like one of my little places to go, right, to visit. So last summer, I believe it was, I took my 2 kids to Orlando. We went to Florida. We went to Gatorland. And no lie, like we was having an amazing time feeding the gators and everything. It was amazing. We seen the gators.
Oh,
we
you
was
paid to feed the gators?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
we actually went out on a boat, on like this little boat thing where like it's possible that you could see a gator. They was like, it's possible. We can't tell you won't. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like the
You
vibe.
paid to do that. Let's just
Yes,
emphasize.
the vibes was crazy on my resort. Yes, we went on this gator ride.
Yeah,
We ended up
safe
going to
gators.
some other place.
Safe gators.
Yeah, we went to this other place to feed them where like my son was hit. I thought he was making them mad because he was hitting them like in their head with the snack. And I was like, yo, don't do that. Like, but the crazy thing about that trip is that soon as we left Florida from that trip, Florida got a flood, a big storm. It was over flooded with the water. Remember the dolphins and everything they said was on the street and all this crazy stuff. So I came back just in time because I'm thinking like, oh shit, if it would have got flooded while we was there and like now it's gators going down the road.
He said gators everywhere.
Oh no, we not coming outside. This vacation's over, young boy. Like because this, no, for real. It was like, listen, they said it was like, imagine if without the flood, without a natural disaster, this is a place that like a typical day you'll see gators walking down the street and in your backyard. So imagine they get a storm and the whole, like a lot of the area is flooded in water and all the animals are in the street.
Yeah, bro. GB and Slice, shout out to them. Slice's cheap ass got them that whack ass crib that they were staying in.
Oh, yes.
Just the terrible, worst crib ever because motherfucking Slice is cheap as fuck. And they had gators running around all in the backyard and nut shit. But what happened to this old lady? Like, what happened to this old lady in Florida, man, with this gator, man?
Man, this alligator must have just, like I think it crept in her yard. It was in her yard, like, and it's not even, like, crazy, like, funny. Like, she was trying to probably, I guess, maybe water her yard or clean in her yard or something. And this alligator, she didn't notice the alligator, and the alligator got a hold of her.
That's wild.
The alligator.
But that happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
That happens like that, but that's like a normal thing. Like we hear that and be like, oh my God. But that's what happens. Like they get kids, they get dogs,
animals.
They do. That's just what happens. Like a lot of the, like if you ever notice in Florida, all their pools, they are like
covered.
Enclosed.
Yeah,
because
covered.
they keeping the gators out because they'll come in and try to get in your pool and get to the water and
jump
stuff.
in there for a nighttime
And that
swim.
has happened.
Yeah.
People be jumping to go swimming, and they even got them the little Jones. They running there, and you see them
baby
running
gators.
and jumping, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
They
baby gators is crazy.
They
No,
fast.
but the crazy thing is, my aunt lives in Tampa, and in her yard, she has this like gate. She has a dog, but there's a pond behind it, and she's like, on certain days, it's literally like a wild fucking safari. Like in that, it's like some crazy like things going on. You'll see the gator trying to bite the bird. Like it be some wild shit happening just in their backyard in the pond. Like those gators are just
there's like a viral picture, bro, and no bullshit. That picture, I think Lil Duval posted it one time and had like a funny ass caption because that's where I first seen it at. But it's a viral picture of like a beach in Florida, and this beach, I don't know what time period this was, but this beach had it wasn't no people on this beach.
It was all gators.
It was all alligators on this beach. I'm talking like
they own the beach.
I'm talking like 250. I'm talking about 250 alligators looking like they tanning.
And guess what?
Laid out in the sand like
and
they
guess
tanning.
what? They could have that motherfucking beach. Nigga, I'm not fucking with. I think
They
that
have it.
whatever it is, the design, whatever God came up with, the design of them niggas looks
crazy.
scary and evil. I know that they're
do.
just animals.
No,
and
but they're the closest to like almost a dinosaur.
Yeah, it looks like they're scary as fuck. I want nothing to do with them or fucking a crocodile is worse, probably.
They vicious. They vicious because I watch the Nature Channel a lot. Like that's just a fetish of mine. Like watching wild nature and wild fights. And
they be wildin'.
They vicious.
Gotta be fucking with them animals.
No, they vicious, but to be honest, they get handled too. Like they could get handled. I just seen an alligator. Or was it a crocodile? One of them. I just seen one of them get stomped out by like a horse. They tried to get the horse walking through the joint and popped up on the horse. The horse was just walking through trying to chill. right? I don't want no trouble. And here he come out the water, right? Because you in my territory. And the horse said, all right, but you slept on me stomping people. Like I stomped, like and stomped the nigga like to death where he wasn't moving.
A horse will kick the shit out of somebody.
And another vicious animal they could run into is the hippopotamus. And the hippopotamus
they
don't
say,
play.
yeah.
The hippopotamus don't play.
Yeah, them niggas don't
Like
give a
he'll
fuck.
teach them a lesson. Seriously.
Not teach them a lesson.
Animal Channel Porter.
Anyway, listen,
Really?
something else going on in Florida. Let's get into Keith Melvin Moses, man. What's the update on the situation with this murder?
This, Keith Melvin Moses is, from what I understand, is a perfect example of what we're dealing with in society today. People who, for some reason, just decide to be evil. People who, for some reason, seems to me, and this is just my analysis, right? And my little thing.
And give us the background, because I don't know what he did, nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell y'all. But first, I just want to give it like a little analysis on these type people, right? Who probably can't cope with life. Life is not going well for you, right? And you keep making obviously poor decisions, the wrong decisions in life to even make it worse, right? But I just feel like people get to a certain point where they want to be evil, bro, right? And this guy is one of those guys because he just woke up and decided that he wanted to go on like a shooting spree, to my knowledge, in Florida, right? And he runs up on a lady. He finds a lady first that's like in her car. This is the first person he starts with. He kills the lady in her car. He leaves that scene. Somehow, some way, he ends up returning to the scene. And when he returns to the scene, the news reporters in them is like on the scene. He shoots them.
What?
That's
kills,
wild.
yeah, he kills like, I believe he kills one of them, shoots one of them, and flees again.
Wow.
And now when he flees, he come across another lady and a daughter in a car, I believe, and he shoots them. The lady is in critical condition. The daughter is dead, I believe.
That's
and then
crazy.
finally, he's apprehended and he's approached by the police, where they end up like arresting him. First they got him because he don't have the gun out when they actually like go to arrest him.
Yeah.
So they don't like shoot him dead. But they knew he fit the description of the suspect, and they ended up pinning him down to the ground, and then they was looking for a gun. They cut his jeans open with like a knife or something, and they seen the gun, and they said the police start screaming because when they seen the gun, they said the gun was still smoking. The gun was still hot. So they was
Damn.
like, so he's been arrested, and I'm not sure how I wanted that to end, to be honest. Because I be like, when people do evil shit, right? I be like and it's just me again, with how I feel on their punishment, with my opinion on like their punishment. Sometimes I don't know if I want somebody to like go ahead and just get killed too, lose your life too, or go ahead and go to prison if that's the repercussion for you, and actually rot in prison and die like a slow death. I be like,
But do they really die at a slow death in prison?
Somewhat. I do believe so. So I believe that you need that, right? I think you need prison, right, for this situation. And the reason why is, let's say that this individual, number one, how old is this person?
He looks to be about. I didn't actually remember the age, but
see if because I don't want to speculate. I don't want to do speculation. I want to know how old is this person? How old is this child?
I got it here.
That was killed as well. Because
That's
she was.
wild.
that's
Can you imagine? That's some of the stuff that like you can never like. Just imagine getting up, you get dressed, you and your
Regular
kid. Let's go to the store. You get in a car, and then all of a sudden a random stranger come out there. Boom. What?
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
The child was 9.
And what about the assailant or whatever? But anyway,
That's
while you're
wild.
looking that up, people got to understand that if you get the news that your wife and child or whoever, somebody in your family that's near and dear to you, was shot and killed, and then you find out also the person that did it was shot and killed by police, there's like no it feels like no justice for you. You might call it instant karma, but you really can't even get the answers. People people like to be comforted by an answer of like why, even if it comes from that deranged evil person.
Right.
People want to look at you in the courtroom and say, yo, why'd you do that to my brother? Why'd you do that to my cousin? So when it's all wrapped up that quickly, they don't even get that. You feel what I'm saying? They get nothing.
Like, you think it affects their closure with the
The
situation?
young man was 19, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
But let me say something.
And he already
Go ahead.
and he already has a lengthy criminal history, gun charges, aggravated battery and assault with a deadly weapon, burglary, grand theft charges and stuff.
Something looks off about this kid. Like, if you look at him, if y'all do y'all research and y'all, check the news out, like, this kid literally looks like he's sick. Like, he has some type of, like, issue. Now, I think my problem is sometimes is like, okay, if his track record is this long, like, how is this kid still on the loose, like on the run? Out here just doing whatever.
Because there's no, this is it'll never be a perfect system, right?
No.
And based on some of the things that he might have had, if he had gun charges, burglary charges, can't lock a person away forever for that.
Right.
We if that happened to some of our loved ones, friends, family,
Yep.
we would be outraged. Okay, he did a robbery. You don't put him in there for 50 years.
Yeah.
But now it does happen that some people that do robberies will do this.
Yep.
Not everybody, but just in this luck of the draw, this is one of the people, like, you give him that second chance or whatever you call it. And he abused that, or he was destined to just go down that path anyway. This kind of destruction, though, this level
19?
of
I know, that's so young.
of like this level of evil, this, like, he's acting out like a GTA game.
Yeah.
And in
which
that
is
respect.
a thing
Yes.
now
Yes.
with people with these younger kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
they really mentally screwed up, and they out here like it's GTA, like, for real, for real.
I brought up that recently on a post where shout to the Wall Street Trapper, where he was talking about, like, people, gotta kind of like stop attacking like musicians and rappers and just blaming this thing for like all the violence and stuff that go on in our community and stuff like that. And I chimed in and I mentioned that about just how people don't talk about like books, movies, they're all like,
Games.
they bring the same influence because we painting pictures about the same stuff, right? Inner city violence, mobsters, mob movies, drug trades, power stuff. It's the same thing in games. And I brought that up, that people don't even talk about that. How detrimental, like, our kids being on these games for hours, and certain games that consist of all these.
Now let me ask you this, Porter. I'm going to say I disagree. And the only reason I'm going to say I think people do complain about those things. I've watched a lot of parents and people complain about GTA. And games like that. I've seen it indefinitely.
I've heard it.
Indefinitely in like Congress and like places like that.
Yeah,
The
they
motherfuckers-
definitely.
niggas
Yeah.
I've heard games more than anything, but as far as the other ones I'm mentioning, like books and movies.
Yeah.
But I just feel like rappers stay on like the top of the list to attack.
Because
when it comes like to the
because
hood.
if you had to be honest, now we do know there's lines, right?
Right.
That we know in our heart because we grew up in hip hop, and we know that Jay-Z say Scarface the movie did more than Scarface the rapper to me, right? You know what I mean? And I do believe that was prevalent for real in the 80s, right? So if you go back to like the 80s, Scarface, fucking what was the other shit that came out, or even in the
Godfather.
90s? In the 90s, like New Jack City,
New Jack City,
like a bunch of
Paid
shit
in
like
Full.
that. Well, Paid in Full's way later.
It was way later, but those are good ones too.
But I'm talking about in those early days when there was still like Run DMC, rap didn't all the way become gangster.
Right.
All the way. It had gangster rappers, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but that's not what it was about.
It wasn't about that. So the gangster influence, I would agree, came more from movies. In our time period, once again, you watch this show, you know that I listen to this shit like
heavy,
more than you could ever imagine, right? The Durkios and Vons and all of that. I know in my heart, and no one can tell me otherwise, that those music influences beyond any movies that these kids are watching. And
For
movie
sure.
for movie, if I said name 10 gangster movies right now that was this prevalent in the last 10 years, people can't name 10.
No.
They can't even name 10. But if I tell you name 10 gangster rappers
Oh,
or
you
songs,
can name so many.
Yeah, it's
What?
a lot.
I get it.
So
But see,
I get it.
it's like conditioning though, and that was one of the big things. Like my parents, when I was younger, and when I was growing up, it was that the conditioning. They always say, "What you put in, you get out."
Now, yep.
So
Diet.
if you're constantly feeding all of this in your head, whether you watching a movie, you getting it, whether you listen to music, you constantly putting all that in your head. What you think is gonna come out?
Yeah.
So then let me ask you this, Don, because you said something key that I always like to talk about when this topic comes about. You talked about your parents. You talk about your parents talking to you about what you're listening to and what can kind of like happen from it, right? So my question to you is, did you still tap into like some wild type music and like was mindful about making sure you don't let it come out because you already was kind of like aware from your parents?
Well,
hipping
yeah,
you
they
to
said
that.
having that awareness. Like when I was younger, I used to listen to all kinds of stuff, and it got to the point where I used to like fast from certain type of music because it's
Right.
like it's too much. Like if I going around, and I got an attitude, and I'm cussing all the time. I gotta get my mind together, and I'm like, let me stop listening to all this because it's putting me in a different mind space. Let me stop listening to this.
And
Wow.
the reason why I mention that, right, is because I just want to be honest. Like I think, and don't get me wrong, music plays a heavy part.
It changes your mood.
I agree.
When you like you listen to certain songs to go to the gym. Why? Because you wanted to get in a certain
Right.
mood.
Exactly.
When you about to get romantic, you listen to certain
You
songs because
can't
it put
go
you in the
to
mood.
a drive-by with Vanessa Carlton on.
Right.
It might change your
mental.
feeling, your
Yeah.
feeling to commit that act because it's
Right.
Yeah.
But look, but it's like Dom say, everybody don't listen to that music and go do the same thing.
Right.
Some
Right.
people go listen to the music, they got 1,000 bodies in one record to the gym.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing. The most they throwing around is some iron.
Yeah.
Only thing they killing is they workout.
Yeah,
Right?
that's real.
So they know how to take the entertainment and take it for what it's for. And
But
I get
certain
it.
certain people don't know how to control
But
their
it's
thoughts.
processing.
Yeah.
Like my parents taught me how to process.
A lot of
people don't know how to process.
Yeah.
But they taught me how to control emotion, to how to express myself. I was taught these things. A lot of people are not.
Real quick,
So when
Porter.
you're not taught these things, then it's like, how do you process? How do you control if
Right.
you don't know? You weren't taught.
So what if you? So this is where this becomes like very difficult for me and like real. I don't have the right answer.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna say that from the beginning.
Mhm.
You could be in a household, 3 kids,
Mhm.
raise them all with the same information,
Mhm.
right? And you will draw different results,
For
right?
sure.
Absolutely.
Because
For sure.
personality plays a role.
Mhm.
But also there's the thing of environment. A kid that's where I live now could listen to Dirk Von, all of that stuff all day long. And when he walks outside, there's no possibility that he can get into any of that behavior.
Right.
Because in this suburb, it does not exist.
Correct.
So that makes up a large portion.
100%.
But when you step outside and your reality reflects the things that are in it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
especially since the kids already hear the music maybe 4 years before they even get off the porch.
Correct.
So what happened is they heard this the whole time, right?
Right.
You never do this, you do this, you ride for your niggas, you slide on this person. And now I was 10 when I started listening to it.
Right.
I'm 14 when I really get to like
Right.
go outside. I got freedom, I'm running around, but I've been listening to that the whole time. And this music is the background of my neighborhood, is playing back here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. And what people don't understand is I went somewhere and I went to this like millionaire and like billionaire conference that me and Wiley went to, but I went to one prior to that, and I had a talk with somebody and he was a white gentleman that was heavy in the music business. You know, all these people there are millionaires, right? And he and another group of people were having this discussion about their opinion on the assault on the Black community and neighborhoods and how they know and are privy to these meetings where people know that the music, without a question, these people in the offices know without a question, this is a detriment to these people.
Absolutely.
They know it. Their business plan is made off of it. And these guys are talking about this at a millionaire and billionaire conference, speaking on it. Now, they're speaking on it the way they presented it, like, we don't want nothing to do with it. I've turned down millions of dollars. I'm already a millionaire, so maybe this is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So maybe it's easy for me to turn it down. But they talked about everything from that to how they find ways to even short the artists to add more of that content to their music by giving them gifts instead of money. So instead, they like you don't got to give him no extra royalties or nothing like that. Buy that boy that watch. He gonna do it for a watch. He gonna do it for that bag.
Yeah.
Like, yo, give him, which is crazy,
goofy shit.
But what I'm saying, Porter, is even at the highest places, these people know these are the ingredients.
They're praying.
They're praying
Yep.
because what we do know is there is a reason that rap that was positive is kind of like eradicated
Right.
from these platforms and not being able to put there. Yes, it is a part of it is, it's what the people like, but it's also what Dom said, where it's what we're conditioned to like. If De La Soul and there was this funk or Rastafarian movement came about, they do not put as much push on that, because if you push that, and that's what kids are growing up listening to,
They're gonna want more of
they'll
it.
want that.
My final piece on it is, right, and I agree. I agree that the music it's some music out there that we shouldn't have, right? And it's sad that the music still stems from real life, the harsh realities of our communities. So I say two things. One, to the artists that's out there, right? Hip hop is ours. Hip hop has always been ours. It's a way for us to feed our people. It's a way for us to paint our pictures and talk about some of these, harsh realities and stuff like that. But we have to be mindful of not, because we had to live it and go through it, we got to be mindful that we not glorifying it and that we not happy to be there and actually continuing to promote it. Because
that's major.
Yeah, because, it's like with the rap shit, like Dev mentioned a good point. No other kids in no other communities, right? Unless they in inner cities, have to deal with like listening to it and then actually coming outside and facing it and dealing with it and seeing it firsthand. So I just say, like, to our kids in our inner communities, man, yes, let's work on the music, rappers. Let's work on not destroying something beautiful that we have to feed our people. Let's make sure we not putting out a certain energy that's like actually detrimental to our own people that look like us. And number two, most importantly, for anybody that always want to like just go to rap and pinpoint rap for like all the murders that's happening in our community and all the violence that happens in our community, I just want to say, yes, we can work on rap and we can look at rap and we can look at the rappers and try to get with them, the ones that are in, painting these type pictures and in that realm. But don't ever forget that problems got roots. And the root of the problem of what's going on in inner cities across America is way bigger than just rappers. Rappers is rapping about what been happening. Right? Before the raps got big, before we got Durkios and all that stuff, rappers been trying to rap about what's been happening, right? And we just kind of like, with NWA rapping about police brutality, police killing people since forever, right? And we still dealing with that now. The only problem I say that we kind of like really kind of like got to focus on again, and it's another problem, is like how we hate each other, is how we've been programmed to hate each other, and we allow that to continue. Because the raps, once we start rapping about that shit, everybody are ops in our own fucking city.
It's just it's a vicious cycle, because you have people And this has always been my question to rappers too. They were like, well, I'm not glorifying it, but how you not? Like, I get everyone has a story and they want to rap and they want to tell their story. Well, this is what I saw and this is what I did when I was growing up, and I'm just telling my story in a rap, but you're still glorifying it, because anytime you do that, you're telling that story. Now you're standing in a video with your money phone, your chains and all that shit, and you making it look like it's the thing to do. You're glorifying it. So it's like, I get you trying to tell your story, but you're glorifying it for the next generation below you. And then it's like, that was my only thing. And then it's like, then you have rappers that pump this music out, but then want to be on social media like, nah, we got to come together, y'all. But you're a part of the problem. So like, how you not see that you're part of the problem? Because that's what you're throwing out there. But then at the same time, you want to do all this community stuff and act like it's cool. Same thing. Again, we can go to, I'm not going to really go down this road, but same thing with drug deals and stuff. You be like, oh, our community, you can't put your whole neighborhood on crack and then pass out turkeys and be like, well, I'm helping my community.
Right. Yeah, I talk now. This this is what I'll say to that. And in closing, what Porter brought up is real. Those problems do got roots. But what about when you find out that the people that put them roots to them problems is also in the same world and some of the same people that figured out that they could make money off that music? Mm-hmm. That's really who's moving your puppet strings. So so it's the same people. It's the root. You're working into the roots plan. They like, yo, we got them fucked up, and we gonna make them to make music about being fucked up, because this is the truth that people don't like to admit. I'm from the hood, dog. I'm from the hood. Camden is the hood. It don't get no more hood than Camden. You could be as hood as Camden, the Chicago's, the Philadelphia's, you know what I'm saying, the St. Louis's and all that. I'm from the hood. I don't know nobody from the hood, not the most gangsterous nigga, that been in more shootouts than they've been to parties. Been, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas make it like their only experience in the hood is the shootout. Like, they in a shootout every day. If there's 365 days a year, the way that the songs sound is that they're in a shootout every day. No, you got in a shootout this summer.
They got hella ops.
You might have had
one time.
You might have had a sticky summer where shit got crazy and you had to bust that joint off 3 times that summer. The last 2 years, nothing really happened. You did this, and that's still a big deal to be in a shootout. Don't get it wrong. What I'm saying is, hip hop was always that. Some of them rappers back in the day had to go through those same things too. They was in shootouts because they from the hood too. But they concentrated the stuff about the other parts of the hood, the parts they liked about the block parties, the neighborhoods.
Pulling up to the basketball court.
And they just still focused on the artistry. You're not there like, again, and this is where I kind of like, I agree with Dom to a certain extent, but I disagree to a certain extent, because I feel like it's entertainment. It's an artistry. You're not supposed to be going to like some entertainment to get your life manual, how to live life. That's not what it's for. You should go get that somewhere else. You should hold up. You should read the Bible or something else, versus like, because I feel like there's a lot of other music out there that we love that's really like not healthy for like a healthy lifestyle. And it's not even rap. It's R&B, right? And it's talking about just sex, humping and pumping and humping with your homies and letting the homies hump. Like, so, you know, again, entertainment is not for our life manual. And if you do find, and if you can't
advertise that way though.
Yeah, so
you gotta understand.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Certain people do, certain people don't.
Because I don't want to get stuck on this, right? So this could get brought back in, because I'm not trying to cut you off, Wally, at all. We got other things to talk about, right? And this is going to kind of go into this. We've got these songs promote certain activities. We cannot say it's just entertainment when the songs say things like, we talk about a million times, before a nigga even went to the store by himself, he hears in the song, I never rat on my niggas. I do this and do that. We stand tall. We go to jail. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to do all of that. That's what we hear all day, right? And right now we got a situation. We have T.I. and BOOSIE, right? T.I. and BOOSIE, who are at odds based on T.I. saying that he snitched on his dead cousin, right? In one interview. What that could have been satire. He just saying shit. You know, T.I. does comedy now too as well. But he speaks on that, and now Boosie came out and said that T.I. is a rat.
Right.
Right. The reason why how these things equate to me, and I start throwing them all in a bubble, is kids don't get their morals from the Bible. Unfortunately, they do get their or from the Quran.
Right.
They do get it from those things, and it's because when they walk outside, they're not seeing a Bible environment or a Quran environment. They're seeing the environment that they hear. They hear about Johnny Toto and this nigga and this person, or see how he's like, you know. So the reality is this stuff sounds like a manual to them, Porta, because of what she said. If these dudes made it out the hood with chains and their success, the same way you grew up and you saw certain dope boys and you was like, damn, that's a way out. Cause we living in the bullshit, bro.
Right.
And that's where the responsibility comes in. And it is difficult because then how did they get the chain if they don't? It's kind of a weird circle. That's why I said I don't got the answer.
Yeah.
Because if that brother doesn't make that song like that, he doesn't get the chain. And how does he get the chain and then instantly hit a switch and say, now I'm going to tell y'all that this is all bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't work like
it's more of like not trying to. Dom said something very important because she was saying how she was taught in her household how to, like, you know, focus on her mind, right? Not like hone into like that music or act out on that music, right? Some of these kids don't have that, right? Because we live in a world right now where everything's like this. A lot of people don't even got time to take care of their kids. Their kids are in school 8 hours of the day. They at work 8 hours of the day. By the time they come home, they tired. So they're not putting that energy in their child. So where are they learning how to do things?
Right.
And
they see niggas die on Instagram.
I agree. I agree to
social media in general.
I definitely agree to a certain extent, bro, that it's like, you know, certain music and certain artists out there, for whatever reason, I guess their lifestyles and in their environment, it's definitely like horrible. It's horrible. It's definitely like one of the main things that our children are listening to, you know, and getting a hold of. I just feel like but all of that, it's a concoction of things of why this happens.
So I don't want to go back to the other conversation. It just brings back into, so we got prominent people. T.I. is one of our best and brightest. And when I say that, I say, this is a man who is articulate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's funny. No matter what his you could disagree on what his morals is. He's not a coward. The motherfucker stand up. The nigga swung on Floyd Mayweather. Like, this nigga really is whoever he say he is in that concept. But we got our successful people. People would look up to T.I. If, put it like this, T.I. is the person that you get to come to the school and talk to the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if T.I. is coming to the school and talking to the kids, or Boosie is coming to the school with a football program and talking to the kids, we are already telling the kids that they are
role models.
So we can all agree that we bring these people to our classrooms, and we do that. Correct?
Yes.
We all agree? Do we agree that we do that?
Absolutely.
So if we do that, we are telling the kids this is a person to listen to. But now that person goes on an interview, and now these two are bickering about who ratted, who's this, and kids are watching two of their idols, among many others, all them people, and saying and trying to figure out who's right about this. They're not arguing about the solar system. They're not arguing about artificial intelligence and how it might affect our economy. They're not arguing about nuclear weapons or how currency works. They're not arguing over stocks and bonds. Things that, you know, if we want to see a world where our best and brightest are arguing over things that have the kids sitting there like, I want to know whether I should put my shit in a mutual fund or
Can I ask you something? And Rich, remember we had this conversation. So Boosie and T.I. were supposedly going to do
an album,
do a collab together, right? And based on my knowledge of entertainment and what goes on in entertainment in regards to marketing, right? We were saying, is this something that they curated to do purposely?
Because they both might drop a solo album.
Or they might try to do this for, you know, viral views or anything like that. Because what we know is that some labels and certain companies do these things or put these things in place to curate some
sales.
type of spike sales or make make
think
themselves.
do you think a person would let it be, and this is a question, would let it be a part of the rollout to make me look like a rat? As a part of the rollout, do you think T.I. and all that he has done and achieved and everything he had to fight through, the gun case, getting caught with 50 million guns, having to do all of that type of shit, the 1-800 tipsters thing that he wants to erase from his past, you think that he would want that to be a part of the rollout of his album? I don't. I think, because we're trying to get to all of these stories that's going on. Another situation, Porter, that was also linked to alleged snitching and things like that, hood activities, is the killing of Nipsey Hussle.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People say that Eric Holder was
a snitch.
Right, and that he was rebuked. That he didn't, listen, bro, I don't shunned. Perfect word. Listen, bro, I don't want to talk to you right now. I heard there's some paperwork on you. Can we not do whatever? You know what I mean? Right. Whether it was respectfully, I wasn't there.
Right.
But whatever that was, that jealousy, that rejection, this person leaves, they come back and they did one of the most heinous things that we've seen. Right. And all of these things are things that all connect back to these rule sets and ideologies that we have in our community that is also pushed through that. Because in rock and roll, the problem for a lot of years, bro, that parents fought against was drugs.
Oh yeah,
they were in that
because they're pushing
heroin. They had the same issues, bro, and they music. And trust me, parents was fucking burning their kids' albums and turn that fucking trash off. And then what happened was rap didn't used to, and then we turned into people who also was like, we popping perks, we on that lean, we don't. Then now we have a higher detriment with that stuff also in our community.
Listen, I agree, bro. I agree with you. And I don't know really how to say this, like kind of like what I'm trying to say, like, but I've been seeing like just constantly, like we hearing about telling, who told, right? And don't get me wrong, don't do crime. How about that? Don't do crime, and you don't got to worry about nobody telling on you. Yeah. If you ever do crime and got to do crime, go do it by yourself.
Yeah. Don't do it around me.
So you ain't got to worry about nobody telling on you. And to be honest,
I'm not going to jail.
And let me tell you something, right? To be honest, to the people that's out there that have told before, right? You've told, you broke, you couldn't take it. You've told. Let me tell you something. In my opinion, in a person who's made it out the streets, and I made it out honorably, thank God I was never in no situation that I couldn't handle. But I just feel like y'all probably shouldn't have never been in the streets. You shouldn't have never been in those places. And that's obvious because you told. You broke. So my thing is, like, people actually doing you a favor by telling you, stay over there. Stay over here. We don't want to be nowhere near you. Go live your life, my boy. They telling you we don't want you to be back around the bullshit. Go live your life. Yeah. Because to be honest, all this telling shit, the niggas who want to be the telling gatekeepers, when you niggas start talking about the murderers, like you talk about the niggas who tell, then I'm going to start giving you niggas some real gangster respect. When we start talking to the niggas in our community that have killed niggas for no reason, for some reason that some niggas shouldn't have been killed for, and I get it, we suffer from it. It's a whole bunch of foul shit that we done learned that we gotta like fucking unlearn and relearn the good shit. When we start talking about that, I'm gonna put a lot more respect on you so-called gangsters. Cause we quick to pinpoint every motherfucking case and every motherfucking situation. Shit that for real it could be like some petty shit. A petty ass case where a motherfucker stole. And y'all know that a motherfucker signed some statement and told us some shit, right? On some stealing shit. He was wrong. He was wrong. If he was involved in the stealing all that shit and the nigga told, they wrong. But that shit don't got no motherfucking weight compared to the motherfucking niggas that's dying in our city. Right. The kids that's dying in our city. The families that's losing motherfucking kids in our city. Let me tell you something. And everybody here can answer this. If you was in jail or at home and your situation just happened to be where it was only 2 people, you didn't have a choice where to go. Let's say you fucking poor, homeless, whatever. You don't have a choice where to go. You getting help from the state. They put you in a house or jail, whatever. They put you in a house. You got 2 people to choose to live with. You got one motherfucker that told on a couple people. He can't be trusted. But then you got another motherfucker that killed a few motherfuckers. He can't be trusted. Neither one can be trusted for 2 different reasons. Who you choosing to live with?
The one that told.
And
who's more dangerous to you?
And what people are going to say to sound cool.
Yeah, to try to sound tough.
It's like, you know what I mean? I've been living with the killers my whole life. You
Right,
feel me?
right,
Like, I'm
right.
a,
Till the nigga turn around and put the knife in their neck.
Right.
Niggas be lying.
Yeah. Nah,
Niggas be lying.
Nah.
Niggas want to chill, raise their kids, and be away from that type shit.
So
fact.
check that out. When we talked about the dude Keith and that did that heinous murder to the 19-year-old,
Yep.
that's the toxic part about the community is this person that ran around, shot random people, shot a little kid, shot this lady, and did all of this. If somebody witnessed that and said, no, I know he hiding behind that dumpster over there.
Yeah.
That boy doing that. The fact that that person is held in a more disgusting contempt in the neighborhood than
Right,
the actual nigga
Yep.
that went around and
Yeah,
shooting everybody.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, you brought up a perfect thing, right? You brought up the sentencing of Eric Holder, right? Who they gave 60 years, which is a very crazy coincidence because that represents the gang that they both were
And
a
it could
part
have
of,
been
if I'm not
something
mistaken.
poetic that they hit them with that.
Yeah, I don't know. But my thing is this, right? This guy was apparently both. He was a guy who told, and he was a guy who killed too, to my understanding.
Obviously.
He was to my understanding, he was a guy who killed before. They knew he was capable of killing, right? And listen, bro, maybe we should have put more focus on his capabilities of killing and who he could kill at any given point in time because he could lose his cool. You know what I'm saying? And he's done shit like that before. Maybe that should have been more important, you know,
That's real,
to
bro.
the people because we would have just took it different. You know what I'm saying? Versus, and don't get me wrong, again, I'm not justifying no telling, right? Yeah. I think,
But it's just
God,
the emphasis of it.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think that's
Yeah.
what anybody would get from that. I don't think that even needs to be said, Porter. I think that what you said is enough.
Yeah.
If it was more concentration, thought, put
the act.
into the fact that this motherfucker does acts like this, then maybe one of our best and brightest, a smart person, a person that was above just that. This motherfucker really understood where he was going in life. Maybe this person would still be here.
Because we mentioned before, Dev mentioned it. He likes to call the people in our communities who we allow to catch 10 bodies, and a lot of that shit be for petty shit, senseless shit. Devs like to call them serial killers. Our version of serial killers, right?
They are.
And my thing is this, like Dev said, like what I was trying to say as far as putting more focus on that type shit, on those type dangerous guys. And why? Because we're doing it to other people. If like I said before in the episode, if the Ku Klux Klan comes sprinting through our hood with white hoods on, everybody gonna be picking up their phone. Yo, get the fuck up. They out here, they on the block, they coming through. Get ready. You know, but we don't do the same shit. We don't feel the same way when we see the killers in our own communities patrolling and roaming the hood on their way to probably go knock a nigga head off for no reason. Like, we gotta figure this shit out, bro. We gotta figure this shit out. We gotta stop acting like we so on the healthy shit that's gonna bring back the community and shit. But then for real, we talking about repetitive, really kind of like shit that ain't helping us. And we actually allowing the shit that's killing us to continue.
We out of time, y'all. We out of time. Y'all can let us know. We don't normally do current event topics and things like that. We like to speak on broader timeless material. But let us know if you want to get some more sometime mixed in current events. But we out of time, y'all. For myself, for Dominique Janelle, for Walesca D, and for Porta Rich. We up out of here, y'all. Peace.